All right, aloha, friends. It's the game time with the GOSS once again, brought to you by GM Sports Media, Get Recruited websites. We're here today with Lauren McPherson, Blum head volleyball coach, defending Class 1A state champs, the Blum Bobcats. Thanks for being here, Coach. I feel like a lot of people here in DFW either don't know where Blum is or haven't even heard of Blum. Can you help us out? Just what kind of town is Blum, and where are you located?
We are located south of Cleburne and then even a little further south than Rio Vista. And so you have to come about an hour outside of the Metroplex to get to where Blum is. It's a very small town. We have around 400 is the population. It's got one flashing stoplight there's no stoplights in the town. Two convenience stores, and then one bar and grill, and that's really kind of the makeup of the town. The school is the kind of the heartbeat of the town and what goes on. Everybody is involved in the school, and so it's a small, tight-knit community for sure.
Do you think you know everyone in town by name?
Uh,
Can you name them?
Probably not quite all of them, but I would say I could probably name about 80% of them.
Uh, you've been at Blum for more than a decade, right? Was 2011
Uh,
or longer than
Well,
that?
I'm about to start my 19th year, but I was an assistant for a few years. And
Okay.
so this will start my 16th year as head coach.
Okay, so I guess maybe 2008 around there.
Right. Yes.
Um, you guys always had a couple good seasons, but and then all of a sudden in 2017, Blum goes to the volleyball state tournament for the first time, and since then, five times in the last 6 years, multiple trips to the championship, and obviously again winning the 1A title last season. Um, in 2017, just what was sort of that difference maker to make you guys into this, sort of volleyball power in that class?
Well, I'll have to touch just real quick on 2016 uh, before I get to 17. In 16, we made it to the regional finals and we lost by 2 points in that match in the fifth set. And so, really, from that point on, we focused on what we had to do from that match and what, the little things that made the difference in those 2 points, and changed some things and did some things different. And that was kind of the difference maker for that group of girls. But then, like you said, in the last 5 and 6 years, that's been different groups of girls. It hadn't always been the same ones. And, as a coach, you learn more as you get older. And I think I just learned what it really took to win and how to get those kids to win. And, the extra time they spend in the summers at workouts or, playing club and youth sports, it's the extra time. Everybody kind of does the same thing during volleyball season. It's what these kids and the parents do outside of the season that makes the difference for them.
Talking with Blum volleyball coach Lauren McPherson. Can you just help us just to get you to know you better? Just a brief rundown of your volleyball career.
Yes, I actually played my junior and senior year at Blum High School. Jeff Sanders, who's now one of my assistants, was my high school volleyball coach. He's now the superintendent of our school, and he also helps coach. He has a daughter that's going to be a junior, Peyton Sanders. And so that's kind of, part of my background. Then I went to Hill College. I had torn my ACL my senior year, so I ended up deciding not to play after a year at Hill and just focus on getting my degree. And I started as a nursing major, but then I changed into coaching and graduated in 3.5 years, and then came straight back here and started coaching. And like I said, I was Jeff's assistant for 3 years, and then we kind of turned roles and he got out of coaching and I took over. And then a few years back, he decided he wanted to help again. And so he's been helping me for the last few years as well. And so that's kind of my career, it's all been here in Blum. And so there's not just a whole lot of different stuff to talk about.
No, that's awesome that you get to, most of your coaching careers with your alma mater, and you're able to bring home, that state title. That must be very special. But also special, your daughter Kinsley is going to be a sophomore this season. Obviously, phenomenal freshman year. But I mean, as a parent, you're basically her coach her entire life on and off the court. But can you just talk about, because I'm sure there was some excitement and anticipation when she's going through seventh and eighth grade, and you're thinking, okay, we're waiting for that ninth grade year. Just what was that like to finally share that same court at the high school level with your daughter?
Just like you said, obviously there was a lot of anticipation about that. I had coached her since the first grade when she started playing volleyball. And so it really was surreal, that I remember the first match of the year we were at Lorena, and just watching Kinsley step out there was just an emotional experience for sure. And as the season went on, there was just more and more moments that were more and more emotional. But with that being said, there's also some ups and downs that go along with that. And she is a little bit stubborn and hard-headed at times. And so we did, have some battles there, but by the end of the season, it was obvious that all these years she has been listening to what I had to say, and that she did soak it all in. And it's been really fun, and I'm excited to get this year started as well.
Yeah, I think I've talked to a few coaches that had their kid on their team. For you, what's that like? Because the other players, obviously, they're kind of like your daughters. You have big responsibility, for them, and then at the same time, you don't want to, dish out any special treatment for Kinsley. How do you balance that as a parent and a coach?
It can be hard at times. I've coached most of these girls since they were in elementary or junior high. And so, like you said, they are truly like my daughters. And, I know that they trust that I'm probably really I'm tough on Kinsley than I am on them. Just because one, my expectation for her is a little bit different than for them. And then, of course, I don't want people saying that I don't hold her accountable or she gets special treatment. And so probably in all reality, I go a little bit too far, maybe the other way, and am too hard on her sometime. And I do expect a whole lot out of her, but I think that is getting her to where she is today as a player. And had I been easy on her, she wouldn't be the kind of player she is today. And so I think it's just important to do that. And like I said, the girls love her, and they were excited to have her to be a part of the team this year. And they knew that she would help us. And so it's a good group of girls as far as that's concerned.
You mentioned that first game last year, and sharing the court with Kinsley and having all these moments, and then obviously to win a state title together. And she finishes with 17 kills in that game, and is voted state championship MVP. I mean, as again, you don't you're there for as a coach, but as a mom, just hearing her name, getting an MVP award, and then sharing that state title. I mean, that's there must have been a lot of tears.
Yes. A few people sent me the video, and I'm gonna get emotional just talking about it now. And pictures of me when they announced it. And obviously I'm a coach, and I'm smart enough to know that obviously she would be in the running for it just based off of her performance. But we do have a lot of good upperclassmen, and so you just don't know. And so until when I heard her name, obviously I just started crying. And it is an awesome experience, and it's I'm very proud of her. And just as a mom, it was unreal to have not been there in so many situations, not win it in so many situations, but be able to do it with her and then have that kind of be the icing on the cake was amazing.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember, but I think no seniors, right? Last year.
Correct.
I mean, you bring everyone back. You know, just kind of take us through some of those players that really contributed to the title last year, and obviously going to contribute this year.
Okay. Um, Start just with the passing. You got to have passing to do anything. And I think our libero is a little underrated. People don't give her a lot of credit. And if people only knew what she did and, what we're able to do because of her passing. And, we play a tough preseason and we're able to play with some of the biggest classifications. And she's having to go up against those big hitters as a defensive player. And so, obviously she's kind of where it starts for us with the passing. Then, you go to our setter, Ruby Rumor. She's been, setting for this team since she was a freshman, and really most of these seniors I'm going to talk about have played since they were freshmen. But Ruby, she's always been our setter, but some years we've ran a 5-1, some we've tried to run a 6-2, just depending on personnel. And she does a great job moving the ball around, and just a great setter. Then our outside Peyton, let's keep with the seniors. Those are seniors. The next senior, Emma Scott. She's one of our middles. Has really improved over
All-star, TGC All-star.
Yes,
Yeah.
correct. She was, and had a good match there. She keeps improving every season and getting more confident as a player. And so that's another middle. Another middle we had, Addison Willingham, was out last year with a torn ACL. And her freshman and sophomore year, she was a huge offensive weapon for us. And she was out, like I said, all season last year. And so we're excited to have her back on the court with us. We have two other seniors that Michaela Watley and Skylar Allen that are more like utility players. Michaela has played front row for us for the last couple of seasons, but she's also a great passer. And, she'll probably have a role on kind of both of those this year. Skylar's just a defensive player, super quick, athletic. And then juniors, Peyton Sanders, she'll be an outside hitter for us. And set her sophomore year just because we needed another setter to have Ruby hit. But she's one that keeps improving. Jaden Galbraith is played middle for us this year. She's played right side some. We're not exactly sure where all these are going to go this year yet. So as far as position for this coming season, I'm not really sure yet. But she will be one of our hitters. She had kind of a big state tournament as far as how she performed and rose to the occasion and got some good blocks and big kills for us at the state tournament. We have a couple of DSs that contribute, that play just here and there, that Katie Rowland does some serving for us as well. She, I think, had a couple of aces at state last year. And then Katie Pinion's a defensive player. And so those kind of round out. And then, of course, Kinsley will be a sophomore. And so that's theoretically the exact same team we had last year, other than Addison, who was on the sideline because she wasn't able to play. And so we got the same group going again. And
so not only don't you graduate any seniors from last year's group, but you add a weapon in another middle in Addison. So I guess the entire state is on notice. You get to add another weapon to that already potent group. But again, I kind of think you look at the top 4 or maybe top 2 of the state tournament, and then you go to the next year. There's sort of a target on your back, and you've built Blum into this power over the last 5 or 6 years. But now that you've won a state title, do you feel like the target is bigger, or has it always been the same these last 5 or 6 years?
Definitely. I feel it's different. I don't know if people think it's different looking at us, but we've always been chasing somebody or had the motivation of not being able to succeed to kind of motivate us to work and do what we need to do. And this year, we didn't have that. We were able to accomplish our goal. And, yes, it wasn't without adversity. We lost a hitter. We had to change things, how we did it. We had some injuries during the season that we had to move people around. And so obviously there was adversity, but to finish with the goal of winning, and it definitely has a different feeling this year. And, I hope that we can stay motivated and that, winning back to back is, what we can accomplish, but it's not going to be without hard work, and we've got to continue to get better every day, just like we did last year. And so I'll treat the season the same way, one match at a time, 1 point at a time, whatever the situation is.
Talking with Blum volleyball coach Lauren McPherson, uh, I feel like a lot of people just kind of focus on the bigger classes, 6A, 5A, maybe even 4A. What can you say about the competition and talent in 1A that maybe some people are missing out on?
Yes, I think the biggest thing that in the difference that I see in the smaller schools compared to the bigger schools is, our girls play multiple sports. They're not one sport athletes, and they're going year round, from volleyball season to basketball season to softball and track. And then, back into summer workouts, and some of those girls are playing club. Most of our girls at some point in their high school career played club. And so just the amount of time and work that they put in, and not that everybody does that, but it's just exceptional to watch these girls not only compete at the highest level in volleyball, but, at the state track meet, they were one game away from the state tournament in softball. And so I feel like that's the difference, is just the amount of things that they're doing, and it makes them competitive in everything they do because they're competing in things they love. They're competing in things they don't love as much. And I think that that's really good for kids to have to compete in a variety of different scenarios and situations.
Now, before district play starts and you have all the preseason and tournaments, I mean, you're not really playing any 1A schools, are you? I mean, you're playing some 6A, 5A tournaments.
Correct. Yeah. In the last few years, we really haven't played any 1A teams in the preseason. Just kind of kept it bigger, taking the advantage of being able to do that before district starts, and kind of challenging us just to see what we need to work on and things to improve on, so that hopefully those things don't come back to get us at the end of the season. But sometimes you can't prepare for a 1A team just because it's a different dynamic than the bigger classifications. I can bring back the year of Brooklyn Yeager. There's no preparing for her. And so, but I still like playing the bigger classifications just to challenge us and really see what we're capable of.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things like it's sort of a win-win situation. You may lose every game, but you're playing good competition. You don't win championships in August and September. So can you
Correct.
just kind of run us down? Just I think August 8th is the first official game. We can you know uh, keep wins and losses. Uh, who do you guys start with, and what tournaments do you have lined up this year?
Well, we start actually with Leon. West is hosting us the first game of the year. And so we will play Leon at West on Monday, August 7th. Then we play Lorena Tuesday at Blum. And we're going down to the Wimberley tournament. We've never gone there before, but some of the other coaches I know in the area have gone down there. So we're going to go and make it a fun little trip. Then we have Crowley and Burleson the next week.
Oh, that'll be fun.
Yes, I'm excited about that. Two good friends of mine that I think it'll be a fun night.
Get to play D and Brew.
Yes.
Maybe you'll go 2-0.
I hope so. I mean, I'm sure they don't, but we'll see. A lot of their girls know our tendencies, so we'll have to see. Then we're going to the Glen Rose tournament.
And you went
And
there last year, right?
correct.
Yeah.
We had a big win against Wimberley at that tournament last year, and felt like we did pretty well. That kind of set a good pace for us last year. West.
Wimberley's 4A?
I
think they're 4A, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's right. And then Peaster Showcase, that's a new tournament for us this year. And so that'll give us some good, tough competition, some teams that know how to win and have some great players.
So Wimberley, Glen Rose, and Peaster.
Yes.
Awesome. And then just, when do you kind of start district, and what's the outlook in district this year?
Obviously to win district, it's a lot different pace game for us when we get to district, and we use a lot of those games just to work on some different things, being more consistent, serving tough, doing some different things that, preseason it's a little harder to work on. And, I feel confident in our district being able to win district. And so that's kind of our goal right there.
Awesome. Well, we wish you the best of luck. Again, congrats on state last year. But I know the focus now is 2023, and best of luck. I'll try to come out to that dual match with Brew and D.
Yes, do.
And we'll do some sort of little fun wager or something.
Sounds good.
Awesome. Well, best of luck to you and your girls, and hopefully we'll see you down the road. Again, that's Blum head volleyball coach Lauren McPherson. Thanks for the time. Thanks for watching. This is Game Time with the GOSS, and we'll see you next time.